It's getting pretty cold out there, isn't it, Tay?
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you.
it
Great
has.
intro. Welcome back to the Horror Cabin Podcast, the show where we talk about all things horror. I'm your host, as always, Rojo the Demon Wolf. With me, as always, are my two favorite sidekicks, Immortus the Wendigo and Tay Wolfy. How you guys doing tonight?
Yay, hello.
Hello.
It's cold.
It
Really
is
cool.
it is very
Yeah,
cold out
very
there.
cold.
Once again, Tay, you're showing your face that people won't be able to see. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
Bro.
I heard it snowed over there, where you're at, Immortus. Is that true?
Yeah, Midwest. Yep, Wisconsin. We're getting. We usually get the snow pretty good. We might get a polar vortex. I don't know yet. I hope not.
I'm waiting for the days where my state starts getting hit from one of those nor'easter storms. You know, which hopefully happens around December. You know, we can finally have a white Christmas after all, instead of
Yeah, for sure.
The black and green, as I like to call it, because of the grass in the street. Anyways, we're not here to talk about Christmas, are we, Tay?
No.
No, we're not. No. What we're instead talking about is something that I keep forgetting to start up the timer. Why do I keep forgetting to do that? Here we go. Okay.
Oh no.
Bear with me, guys, I swear. Instead, what we're going to talk about is this one emotion that everyone has, and that's called fears, phobias, whatever the hell you want to call it. I say something that makes you shit your pants, I would say. And and pretty much everyone here that watches this video, including us here in the podcast, we always have something to fear. You know, I think Tay over here has the most fears out of any one of us. You know, which is understandable because that's how horror works. You know, if you're not scared, could it really be horror? You know, if it doesn't creep you out just the slightest. So for this segment, we have different phobias that we would love to talk about. Immortus, how about we start with you?
Okay, I'm gonna do isotrophobia. It's a fear of mirrors.
Ooh.
Some people mostly fear it because how the mirror can distort the way you look, and it can just lead to where you just don't even look at mirrors. Basically, it has. Jeez. There's a lot.
Don't know where to start.
Some people fear. Yeah, it causes it is basically it could be anything like genetics, environment. There's behaviors actually. There's a lot. Oh my goodness. So basically, I'm gonna do off the negatives right now. If you have isotrophia, I probably butchered that. Honestly, if you have this, remove mirrors from your home. Avoid public outings. You actually can get physical symptoms: chills, dizziness, sweat, nausea, shortness of breath. Even you can get tested for it.
Just from looking in the mirror.
Get therapy. Yeah, it's just so bad that you could shake up. You start to panic.
Wow.
Panic attacks. This one stuck with me because funny if you ever guys seen the movie Mirrors. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a horror movie.
I've heard about it.
Basically, it was like an entity in the mirror that would cause you to can't really say it, but to do harm to yourself, and it would just kill you. So the mirror would stop you, but you look back, it's a different person, but you see them a different silhouette, doing something else. So that's your mind plays tricks on you. And then another fun fact about this illness. I think it's 2 or 3 a.m. Your brain starts to play tricks on you. So that's the most activity that can happen is 2 to 3 a.m. I believe. I could be wrong. What else? There's treatment. There's medication. Yoga.
Stuff that can help you calm down from therapy. That fear, right?
Yeah, lowering stress. Don't smoke. Take a new hobby. Do not alcohol. That is. Excuse me. That is basically all of it there is to the show, but this one stuck with me because I don't know. It's just something about mirrors and your mind playing tricks on you.
If I'm not mistaken,
this scares me.
Didn't someone make and this is something that we could talk about in the future episode. I remember someone
Right.
someone said that there was like a ritual that involved mirrors, but it was also like
Yeah.
putting out like
Three
negative
Kings.
energy in like the mirror. You
Yep.
break it, then it basically it's to survive from it.
Yeah, it's the Three Kings ritual. That is disturbing. I
Well-
mean, if you want me, I can talk about that.
Oh yeah, totally. But we're gonna say that.
Huh?
We're gonna. I would say we're gonna save that for the future episode. You know.
Right. Yeah, like it basically talks about mirrors, how the self-image can just be destroyed, basically. So that's why I picked this one. It stuck out to me the most, man. Like, yeah, there's other fears, but I just something about mirrors could just distort your brain and just whoa, like this is weird. So sometimes I have that issue at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sometimes gets me a little nervous, but that's about it for isotrophobia.
Yeah.
I probably butchered the name, but yeah.
It's something like that. I'm pretty sure someone can correct us in the comments. If it's not that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, for my phobia, I'm gonna
Mhm.
be vulnerable for this one because I'm gonna say the fear that I pretty much have, like the most fear. And I'm sure I've told both of you guys this before. When you were starting to get to know me, what is that playing in the background? Tay, I heard like little bits of that. What was
I
that?
don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry.
But so basically, my fear is like a mix of two, basically. And I'm
Okay.
hoping that I got this right. I'm really relying on Google over here. There's one called, oh god, I really hope I'm saying this right because it's a bunch of like Greek words, pretty much. It's nyctophobia, which is the fear of the dark, and
Okay.
either autophobia or monophobia, which is the fear of basically being alone. So basically, I have, these two fears that are mixed in one. I don't know if there's actually like a word for something like this, but I do have an intense fear of being alone in the dark. You know, like
Yeah.
here's the thing: if I was in a dark room, I'm fine as long as there's someone in the room with me. And I don't mean like, I don't mean like how the goth people would say, the demons or monsters in the room. No, I'm talking like actual someone else. I'd be fine with my dog being in the room if it's dark.
Yeah.
Which by the way, she's over here sleeping, which is good. So I don't have to worry about her running around all over the place. And basically being alone, I don't mind being alone as long as I'm able to see where I'm at, basically. So like, if I was like walking in the woods by myself in the dark, like if I was in the Pine Barrens, if I was one of those people that wanted to see the Jersey Devil, I would be shitting myself in fear because I don't like that I'm the only one in this dark area that I can't see. Like, because I was stupid enough to not bring a flashlight, or my phone's like low in battery, so I can't use the flashlight setting on it, you know?
Yeah.
And I gotta say, and once again, I'm talking about the rituals that basically we are going to talk about in the future episode when it comes to rituals and all. A lot of these rituals do involve you being by yourself in the dark, which is why, first of all, I would never do rituals because it's the risk itself of putting my life in danger, really, because you're basically trying to converse with like a demonic spirit or whatever. But just being alone in the dark will basically stop me from doing anything. Like I would freeze in fear, you know?
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty much what mine is. Funny enough, I'm also a tall person, but the fact that I also have somewhat fear of heights, I forgot what that one was called. Do you remember what it was called?
For which fear?
The fear of heights.
Fear of jeez, man.
I
Not
could
at the top of my head.
I could just look it up right here. Fear of heights. It is known as acrophobia. That's what it was. So here's the thing.
Okay.
I do have bits of acrophobia, but that's if I'm like really high, like in the air. So like the top of a roller coaster, top of a Ferris wheel, even at the top of like a skyscraper, really. If pretty much if it's anything bigger than me, then I'm afraid of being that high up, because of that fear of just all of a sudden falling down. It's like the same way, like when you dream about, you're just laying in bed, then all of a sudden in your dream you feel yourself like falling from the sky, just jumps you awake. I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
I think that might have been like that might have been caused because of my part of my acrophobia, pretty much. But yeah, that's pretty much my that's my take on phobias as well. Tay, from what I heard, you were researching on what would basically be the most terrifying phobia. What is it that you got for us?
Well, I mean, for me, I
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm really there's a phobia that really gets me and really gives me shivers down my spine. I'm really scared of. I would say my my most fearful fear that I've witnessed every day is arachnophobia. Now, arachnophobia is really have intense fear of spiders. I have really intense fear of spiders. So, and if I'm like in any room like in my house or like even in a tight space, tight dark space, and there's a spider and a big spider, small spider, don't matter. I freak out. Um, I get sweaty. I start like to, put myself in a corner and just stay there and just, wishing that everything will be over. Uh but I get really scared. I get really scared of spiders. I don't like them. The treatment for it is getting exposure therapy for it, which that therapy probably would not work probably good on me. It's probably going to take more than just that.
Oh, come on.
Just
You
to
gotta
treat
have some
it.
faith for therapists out there. They're really doing their best with, calming people down with their fear.
Right, exactly. And it's just I can't. That's like the most intense fear that I have. And I also fear of very very tight dark spaces as well. So I'd say I'll have that type of phobia. And I forget what that type of
It's
phobia is called.
claustrophobia. That's what it's called.
Yeah, I also have a fear of that as well. So I don't like tight spaces either. I tend to get claustrophobic and yeah. But that's basically all on arachnophobia. There's not really much to that spider type thing, but I hate spiders. I really do.
Yeah, there's a
It's
lot of
not
people.
my.
There's a lot of people that you would have. Yeah, sorry. You want to say something, Nala? I'm sorry. Was I interrupting you? But,
You must have sniffed him, Mike.
yeah, there's a lot of people that, and I know for a fact this is like a common thing. My mother definitely is one of those people that would have arachnophobia. For me, only reason I would be afraid of them is because I would be fine with spiders. If I were to know every single type of spider, so I can at least know which ones are the dangerous one, which ones, are actually more friendly. Problem is that I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know the difference, so I don't take any chances really. But nothing. Okay,
Right.
so and I want to touch a subject when it comes to insects and all. And for those that say the spiders are insects, I don't care. They're little devils, basically. Um, and the one insect that my mother fears, like, absolutely herself from this. And yeah, I'm giving myself a lot of work for putting up censor words or censor beeps and all. Sprickets. You guys familiar with those?
Sounds familiar. Yeah, yeah.
They're
It sounds
basically
familiar.
they're basically from what I heard, I could get this wrong, but sprickets are basically springy crickets, I would say. They're crickets, but
Okay.
they're able to jump
Mm.
like grasshoppers, pretty much. Hey guys, Editor Rohu right here. I had to make sure that I got the right information about sprickets, so I looked it up, and turns out I was somewhat correct. However, the springy cricket weird thing that I got from my head, that was untrue. Apparently, they also go by cave crickets, camel crickets, and weirdly enough, spider crickets. Which is funny because Tay's talking about the fear of spiders. I figured I'd let you guys know about the correct, accurate information about sprickets. All right, back to the episode.
Mm.
Yeah, she's absolutely terrified of those. So like, and I could tell that there's a spricket because I would hear her scream. I will be upstairs. She'll be like in her room downstairs, and I would hear her scream if she sees one.
Oh
My
no.
God, it was
Another thing to add on arachnophobia for a minute.
yeah.
There was something that not necessarily witnessed, but my mom did. My mom and her boyfriend did. So they were out in our garage actually, and they saw a big. I mean, it was a big, huge. It was called scorpion spider. They're called scorpion spiders
Oh,
now.
God.
They're like these big alien like type spider. It freaking freaked me out when I saw a picture of it. I was like, holy moly, like my mind was like
Oh
was
my God, it's
terrified in
huge.
fear. I was going to scream. I felt like crying too when I saw a picture of it. I was like, is that seriously what you found in the garage? And they're like, yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, but good thing they killed it. Good thing they killed the thing and
Oh yeah,
got
without
rid
a
of
doubt.
it. Their main area is Arizona. So if you live in Arizona, you're going to have a lot of those.
You hear that?
around.
You hear that, Mike? That's the kind of that's the kind of spiders you got there. My God, you know, it reminds me of it reminds me of all like the creepy looking insects that you would see in Australia. Which I gotta say,
Yeah.
it has to be like the spam folder country that, you know, people, you know, to the people that believe that God basically made the earth. Then I'm guessing all the monstrosities that God has made, he puts it all in Australia. The fact that the fact that there are people that actually have the balls to face those things, I give high respects to those people. Australians are awesome.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
And so is that all? That's all the phobias from you guys? I gotta say that was quite interesting.
Yes.
I guess
Indeed.
quite interesting that we basically mentioned how vulnerable we can be, you know. And this is something that if there is a hell, then those demons have all the information to basically torture the shit out of us. But now for this next segment, this is something that pretty much connects to phobias. But this is more. We're gonna focus more on a little history. Does anyone remember the Cold War? The ones that our parents had to go through.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So here's the thing: all of us were born in pretty much early 2000s, so obviously by that time the Cold War was done. But actually, Immortus, I think you're the oldest out of all of us. You were in the 90s, right?
97. So, yes, I am.
90s.
Old.
Yeah. So by the time the Cold War pretty much ended, but
yeah.
But you've seen, like, what the world has been fearing pretty much ever since the Cold War started, you know?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and there are a lot of things that we could talk about. So the first one I want to talk about, obviously, just to get out of the way, is the fear of communism. Now, I'm only going to keep this short because the last thing I want to do is make this podcast political. But when it comes to addressing fears during the Cold War, obviously, we have to talk about the Red Scare that happened. Think of the Salem witch trials, but minus the burning and the execution, and more like just a bunch of accusations that someone is a communist and that they're spies from the Soviet Union that's in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The Red Giant.
The Red Giant, yeah, exactly.
Red Giant.
Yeah.
Steel Curtain.
So, like, basically Americans in the 50s and 60s, pretty much in the 50s and 60s, mostly around there when the Red Scare happened, they didn't trust anyone. Like, no one. Even if it was someone that they knew, they could easily just point out to the police that, hey, this person's communist. Get him out of here. Kind
of like
propaganda
man at its finest.
And I gotta say, this video game Among Us pretty much captured what it was pretty much like,
Oh my god.
Yeah. So funny. Among Us funny. All right, anyways.
Oh, Among Us. Okay, we're done. We're done with that.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say about the fear of communism. But if there's one thing that I forgot to start the timer. If there's this one thing that people have feared the most when it comes to the Cold War, one thing, nuclear war. That's the one thing that's the one thing that everyone feared. Whether no matter what system you believed in, capitalism, communism, doesn't matter. You obviously were one of those people that would fear that if World War III were to start, well, nuclear missiles are a thing. They could easily just press a button and do that and destroy everything around us. Which is why there was a lot of movies that, there were a lot of like horror movies that centered around it. And this is something that I would talk about when it comes to like history of horror films. Throughout the 50s, even the 60s, a lot of sci-fi horror films were made of like, everyone getting this idea of like, what would the world be like if a bomb were to go off, like a nuclear bomb were to go off in our area, and now you have all these like abominations, like these animals that basically mutated into horrible creatures. That's what a lot of people feared,
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yep.
Immortus, when it comes
boy.
to sci-fi horror, what would be the first thing that you would think of that people feared could actually happen?
Sci-fi horror, I could think, like honestly, like a parasite, maybe, like Ellis Island could happen. I'm not gonna get into details about that
Ooh.
one. I can't really talk about that one. I really can't. Like,
Yeah,
I'm honest. I can't. It's too much. What else? Can I take some points in Cold War stuff?
yeah. It's I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Like phobias of the Cold War.
Okay. Okay. So I don't know if you guys know this guy. I'm not gonna get political, but he was a KGB agent, right? His name was Yuri Alexandrov Bezanov. I probably butchered that.
Yeah, Yuri Bezanov. I heard of him.
He basically said he made modern America. Like, he predicted everything that was going to happen. And there's an interview in it, 1984. He basically said the first stage is demoralization. Basically, it takes 20 years. You take the whole nation and destabilize it. Right? Big Brother's always watching.
Yep. Which is pretty
This
much what's
man
happening.
said this 39 years ago. Basically, like, he knew how the American world worked, and he stroked fear into a lot of people, right? But he was spot on about everything.
And this is where people
What are
have
the quotes?
and this is sorry, just to say real quick, but this is where a lot of people basically had that fear that the government is spying on us, which is where all those conspiracy theories, and this was during the Cold War, with all the spies and all that stuff,
Yeah.
So Yuri was pretty much spot on about that one.
Yeah, he said history is doomed to repeat itself, and look what's going on right now.
Yep.
This guy predicted every single detail. Government, the Big Brother's watching you, all these conspiracy theories, hell, even experiments that are going on. He just dot. Like, it's like a big checkerboard, right? Who's going to make the big move, And another thing is, too, I'm going to put another fear in, is brainwashing, and what else?
Yes.
There was brainwashing. I'm going to cover that one first.
Okay.
Basically, it would just say, "Oh, Russian bad. Oh, American bad." Like, who has this? Who has a big nuclear button, right? Who has this? Who has that? Like, remember Sputnik, that little Russian satellite thing? And then America's like, "Oh, we could do better." Blah blah blah. And
we're on the moon.
It was just back and forth, and then back and forth. Like, it just the big red scare, or the big American killer, or whatever they would call him in Russia. I don't know.
As you can see, no matter what country you were in during the Cold War, that was like the big fear that everyone had at the time. They're worried, like if you were in America, you were worried about what Russians are doing. If you were in Russia, you were worried about what the West is doing.
Right.
If you were in any other country, you were worried that either America or Russia could go to war with each other with missiles, which would destroy the planet.
Right.
And the thing is, they were still recovering in these countries. They were still recovering from the World War II. So if if America and Russia were to go to war, they're done for. Like, there'll be nothing left.
Right. And you had surveillance, you had just suspicion, secrecy. It was just whistleblowers everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you couldn't trust anybody when this stuff was going on. Like, almost nuclear warfare, even. But that was the gist of the Cold War when
which reminds me. So there was a time, and this is something that this is to the people that didn't know the history of the Cold War. For those that do, you pretty much know where I'm going to go with this. There was a time where we almost technically did go to, I wouldn't say nuclear war, but close to World War III, I would say. Let's see, what was it? It was when our spy plane has, taken a picture that there were Soviet missiles in Cuba. And we all know how close Cuba is, literally right at the bottom of Florida. So this was technically at our backyard. Obviously, obviously, the president was told about it. President tried to calmly inform, his people that, they're going to do everything they can to make sure that these missile shipments are stopped.
Uh-oh.
And let's
You're
just
cutting out a
say,
bit.
oh, wait, am I? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, you're
so
cutting out a
let me
lot,
just.
man.
Oh God. Oh no. Wait. Am I? Hold on.
Wait, you're good now. Sorry.
Oh, thank God.
I know we're recording,
Yo.
everything, but you were cutting out a bit.
Yo, you made me fear myself. Okay. So,
I'm sorry.
so, and basically during this time when, they were, not only were they getting our Navy ships out there to stop any shipments that were going to Cuba, to make sure,
Mhm.
and, have it scanned for any Soviet weaponry and all, and, get them to turn around, be like, hey, off. We want you out of here. And let's just say that in the Pentagon, and the people in America were freaking out. The fact that there were missiles that could actually hit the United States. And one of those groups of people that were freaked out as well was the Pentagon. Now, Pentagon has this whole DEFCON system in place. DEFCON 5 being, we're all good, everything's good. DEFCON 1 meaning nuclear war is imminent. Let's just say that because of the missiles that were spotted in Cuba, and, the military was doing everything they can to put a halt to it, including Kennedy trying to contact Khrushchev, who was ignoring him at first. Let's just say we got to DEFCON 2. DEFCON 2 means that not only was war imminent, but there's a good possibility, that missiles would be used. That, was already hitting the fan. Thankfully, Khrushchev got into contact with Kennedy and was basically like, if you removed your missiles from Turkey, we'll remove ours from Cuba. And then Kennedy was like, oh, you know what? Good plan. Let's do that. And I'm pretty sure Castro was, upset about that. But that was the closest thing we've gotten to World War III. In fact, it was one of the times that we got close to that. But my God, everyone was shaking in their boots, because obviously if the missiles were used from Cuba to attack the United States, obviously to the president, it would mean that it was an attack from the Soviet Union. So obviously we would end up going to war with them if, Khrushchev and Kennedy didn't work things out. Thankfully they did. The world breathed one sigh of, sighs of relief was heard pretty much. And now we come to today where everyone is just waiting for World War III to happen, I guess. But so let's just say, to summarize about the phobias of the Cold War: fear of communism, fear of nuclear war. It was a pretty interesting time period, I would say, for our parents at least, and for our grandparents, pretty much.
Yeah.
In fact, still to this day, I at least have a grandfather, I'm not sure. It's one of my family members that still thinks that, which is true, communism, there are people that believe that communism would still continue throughout the world. But I at least have a family member that still fears that there are communists in America, like, spies and all. Like, he's pretty much, his mind is trapped in the Cold War era, basically. But enough of that one. Now we're going to go to our final segment. And it's time to play a little minigame, And I know you said probably shouldn't do any of this, but trust me with this one. This is actually going to be easy for, for both of you guys. You pretty much know what it is, but I'm going to explain basically to get our minds off of phobias so that we're able to calm down and all. I'm going to say a quote from a horror movie, and you guys basically have to guess what movie it's from. So, like, if I were to say "It's Alive," what would you guys say that's from?
It's alive.
It's he knows.
Like Frankenstein, right?
Yeah, Frankenstein. Yeah, there you go.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, it'll be Frankenstein. I saw the confused look in your face. Oh, you never saw any monster movies, did you? Did you, Tay?
Not necessarily, not really. I mean,
man.
Frankenstein's the only monster thing I'm really familiar with, really.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to teach you about that time period when it comes to horror films. Which actually, is actually one of the future episodes that we might do, where we talk about the history of horror films. That's later on that we're going to talk about that, which I'm actually excited for because it's what got me into horror in the first place. Anyways,
Yeah.
the next one, I'm your friend to the end.
Isn't it Child's Play?
Yeah, there you go.
Chucky?
Oh,
Yeah.
But and I gotta say, I am looking forward to playing as Chucky in Dead by Daylight. You know, that's gonna be awesome. I've seen how he plays. Oh my god!
It's so funny.
Wait,
It's disgusting, dude.
when is he coming to Dead by Daylight?
I don't remember actually. I'll look it up later. But
It's funny.
I know the aliens in there. Oh my god.
yeah,
Oh
I'm
god.
gonna find him next.
yeah. All right, next one is they're coming to get you, Barbara.
Coming to get you, bro.
Um.
That's Hellraiser, right?
No.
No,
Really?
it's not.
Because there's a Barbara in Hellraiser. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I can't remember, dude.
Let me get
Yeah.
you, Barbara.
This is
I've heard of that before. It's just I can't think of it.
yeah, this is something that
I've
my
heard of
mother
it.
loved
What's up?
watching. It is Night of the Living Dead.
Oh.
Living Dead is
Yeah.
this is the
That's
George
this-
Romero one, isn't it?
Yeah, the George A. Romero from the 60s.
Ah.
Where they had that they had the
Oh.
African American guy as the main character, which was not common at the time. That's why
Dang.
that's why that film was.
I was thinking about the '80s one. I was thinking about that one.
Oh yeah. So let's see. What
I
else?
feel stupid.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Oh yeah, Nightmare on Elm
Freddy?
Street.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
Freddy Krueger, my favorite
Freddy
one.
Krueger. I was gonna say Freddy Krueger. That's what I just was about to say.
Hey Tay.
Huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh God. Oh.
That's a quote, not a question. Well, it's a question, but it's a quote from a movie.
What's your favorite scary movie? What?
You know where that film's from?
I do.
Here's a hint.
I'm not gonna say it.
The killer is the one that's Immortus plays a lot in Dead by Daylight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Hold on.
I'm really trying to
Is
get your
it-
brain working.
Yeah. Isn't it
Hang up the phone.
Hello, Sydney.
um
Come on, Tay, you know this. Come on.
Hello, Sydney.
My
Anything
God.
else?
guys, stop, you're
Has a
making me
knife.
laugh.
Goes read. I'm just joking. He doesn't read, but he has a knife. He has a
Is it
knife.
Okay, knife. I keep thinking of Michael Myers, but that's not right.
He doesn't talk. Michael Myers doesn't
Yeah, you don't
talk.
talk, man.
Well,
I know.
in the Rob
I know
Zombie
he
film,
does
he
it,
used
but-
to talk, but now he doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh God! Oh, what's wrong with my brain?
okay,
God!
okay. You want me to tell you? You want me to tell you?
Just tell
Just
me.
say it.
It's Scream.
Yeah. Yeah, Scream.
Scream.
I seen that movie when I was like 9 years old.
Ghostface.
Yeah.
Are you
My
freaking
favorite killer,
kidding?
Dead by
How did I
Daylight.
not- How did I not?
I don't know,
freaking
man.
I'm freaking dumb.
It's the one
It's
quote
all
that
good.
it's the one quote you always hear when someone makes a parody of Scream. You know?
How did I freaking I not know that? Oh my God, I feel so dumb. God.
Oh God.
It's all
Okay.
good. At the end of the world.
Yeah,
my
yeah,
man,
it's
my
all good.
friend.
All right. All right. How about this? One of
How
us.
did I not know that?
One of us. This
One
one's a
of
little tricky.
us.
One of us.
This was a little tricky because
Hold
this is a an earlier horror film, like black and white era, before Night of the Living Dead.
Oh man.
Tornado
Was it
Living
Freaks?
Yeah, there you go. You actually got it.
What
Okay.
was it?
I didn't
was
look this up,
Freaks.
by the way.
what
I
was
think I
it?
watched
It
it,
was-
years ago.
It's Freaks in 1932.
Yeah.
Yeah, those old horror movies are something else, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Like this was like Universal monster movie era. This is like the golden age of horror movies, basically. Let's see.
oh yeah.
Here's Johnny.
Oh wow. I wonder.
I wonder what that
Can't be The
is.
Shining. Can't be The Shining, right?
The one 80s,
Johnny.
one of the 80s film that was amazing from Stanley
Oh, that
Kubrick.
movie was so messed up, man.
Oh man,
Yeah.
this proves. Like,
God.
I mean, here's the thing: The Shining was creepy, and it proves that you don't need
Here's
to.
Johnny, and welcome to Jackass.
Like, and here's the thing: this is proof that you don't need to have so many people killed in the horror film to make it, disturbing.
Yeah.
Really.
He just went off the deep end.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
All right, how about this? You'll float too.
Oh,
We all float down here.
2 words. It doesn't. I don't think it's it, right? Because that's not a clown.
Pennywise.
Yeah.
Pennywise. It.
Yeah,
Float down here,
it's
Georgie.
Which I gotta say,
Please don't
I
do
need to
it.
let people know about this, and this is something that I'm pretty sure a lot of people would know. But here's the thing: I get that Pennywise is the first thing you think of when it comes to the movie It. That's not the name of the monster. It's the name that the monster made up itself to be the clown. It's literally
Yeah.
just called the It monster.
Mhm.
I just want to make that clear for everyone that keeps thinking that Pennywise is like the main killer in It. No, it's not.
He's not.
It's just one of the oh, here we
It's
go.
what he shapes into.
Yeah,
He
it's-
shapeshifts into a clown. It's not his actual form.
Yeah.
He takes many different forms.
It's and those forms are basically what the child fears the most. Which majority of them happen to be
It
clowns.
feeds off that monster feeds off that fear.
Yep. Oh, we should have talked
Pretty
about
much.
clowns earlier then. Oh well. Anyways,
Oh well.
how about this one? I'm scared to close my eyes. I'm scared to open them. I'm going to die out here.
Hmm.
The quiet. My God.
No, I'm just thinking. Sorry.
Yeah, it made me think that I got disconnected from the Discord call.
Oh my God, this movie.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah. What do you think?
I remember now.
What is it?
It was in that really bad tape, like the Blair Witch Project or something like
Yeah,
that.
Blair Witch Project. That's what it was.
I thought it was kind of
Blair-
cheesy.
Blair what? Blair? Oh,
I don't know. It was weird.
The Blair Witch Project, hey.
I know.
They even made a game out of it too.
I'm saying, oh God, that. Oh,
It was
just
weird.
It was. Okay, here's the thing. My mother was terrified when she saw that because, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first found footage horror film that was made, right?
Yeah, it was like a VHS kind of type thing.
Yeah.
That was like their go-to.
It was It was like the most terrifying thing that my mother's ever seen with
Oh my
her friend.
gosh, I think the movie Blair Witch is freaking terrifying as hell.
Oh yeah. How about this one?
Oh God,
How about this one? I see dead people.
I see.
Wasn't
dead
that The Sixth Sense?
Yeah. It was weird because
That
I
was a
didn't.
good one.
It was weird. I didn't think that was like a horror film. Then again, ghosts weren't.
Yeah, it was like a suspense, like a thriller kind of
Yeah,
film.
it was. It was more of that,
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
We all go a
Sad
little
about
mad
him,
sometimes, don't you?
We all go a little mad sometimes. Oh yeah!
I'm about to say, come on. I'm pretty
Psycho.
sure. I'm pretty sure at least one of you guys know.
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Psycho.
Yeah, there you
With the
go.
fake ketchup. Was
Or-
that like ketchup or chocolate they used? In,
I-
they were
It was
stabbing
It was
the
some.
mom
Yeah,
or
it was
the-
something like that. Yeah.
something like that.
Oh God.
Yeah, the one with the
It's
shower
just like
scene. Re.
Yeah, that's where they got that sound from. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't hear. I couldn't hear
it was
because
the
he
sun.
cut out on my end.
Psycho. That's what it was.
Yep,
No, I was
Psycho.
asking. I was seeing what the quote was because I didn't hear the quote that you
Oh,
were
it was.
asking.
It was. We all go a little mad sometimes.
Yeah, I can't. I couldn't hear when you said that.
Yeah. All right. I ate his livers with some fava beans and a nice
Oh.
Chianti.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yep.
Sons of Lambs.
Yep.
I knew that because I
With
hear.
good old Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal
Personally, I
Lecter.
prefer it puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose. I prefer that
Buffalo
quote.
Bill. Eh, Buffalo Bill, dude. It cracks me
Yeah.
up. I don't know why.
It was like it was basically their version of Jeffrey Dahmer if you think about it.
Oh God.
My God. All right. They're here.
They're
here.
here.
I
They're
loved
here.
this
Oh,
movie.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, I love this
Mhm.
movie. I love the Poltergeist. I watch it every
Remember
time
the
I get
weird,
the
like,
chance.
Oops, sorry.
Good.
Was it like the grandma or something that had like that weird pitched voice or something like that?
I think it was, yeah.
Her voice was high. Yeah, that was a weird movie. It was interesting.
And the last one. I want to play a game. I wanted to do the voice, but I couldn't get it, you know?
I want to play a
Immortus-
game.
Yeah, there you go. Immortus, you got it. Tay, what do you think that's from? I'm going to put this on you.
There's the voice around your chest.
Want to play a game, huh?
We have 20 seconds.
I'll give you a hint. The movie just came out.
Oh, is it Five Nights at Freddy's?
What? What?
Oh.
Huh? What?
Oh,
What?
my brain.
What?
The Five Nights at Freddy's movie? Are you Are you serious, Tay?
Oh man!
Oh my god.
Oh, come on now! Oh,
Like, what?
Freddy's! Oh my! Don't make me play that video, man. I'll
No,
play it.
Okay, but no,
Oh,
seriously,
no.
what movie? What
I'm
movie,
so
Tay?
sorry.
What
I'm
movie?
so sorry.
Oh no!
I
can't.
I
I can't even right
I
now,
can't
bro.
breathe.
Okay, let me be more specific. The 10th adaptation of that film just came out. If you say something like Children of the Corn, I'm going to be very disappointed.
I'm gonna
No,
kick
that's not
my
what I was
Xbox.
going to say.
Okay, okay, what were you going to say? What are you going to say?
I can't freaking
something you can
breathe
cut with.
because I
You can
can't
cut wood with this.
Okay, okay,
By the way,
like, breathe first, and then say it.
clue. You can cut wood with this.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Is it
Game over.
is
Is
it a
Good
chainsaw?
choice.
Chainsaw?
Remove chain.
Chain. Wait, Saw. Is it from Saw?
Yes.
Yes.
Saw.
it's-
The whole.
No!
Oh my
I put, like,
god,
three
Tay.
clues. Wanna play games? You have 20 seconds.
I think I should probably
Bruh.
just like
Bruh.
quit.
The people in the comments are gonna have a field day with this.
Oh,
Oh
Five
my
Nights at
god.
Freddy's.
The fact you said,
Oh,
yeah.
oh my gosh, guys, I'm
Why?
Floor cabin vibe. I
Oh
swear.
no!
Like, okay, name a character that you
no.
thought said, I want to play a game. From Five Nights at Freddy's.
Freddy
Who was it you
Fazbear
were
said
thinking?
it. I guess. I can't live like this, Chief. Oh no.
Honestly. Oh my god. Okay, well,
Jeez.
that's it for today's
That was fun.
episode. Oh my god.
I'm so sorry, guys. Cut
It's-
now.
You're fine.
Look, it's fine. Look, you got
Oh,
something in the comments to
gosh.
laugh at, honestly. That was hilarious.
I don't like
Oh, man.
being laughed at. Come on.
No, we're laughing
No,
with you.
it's laughing with you, because you're laughing as well, so we're laughing with you.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm super late.
Okay, okay. Well, I gotta censor. Thank
Oh
you,
my
Tay. I gotta
God.
censor that. Okay, thank you.
All right.
All right, so that's it for
Jeez.
today's episode of the Horror Cabin podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment down what your phobia is, if you feel like talking about it, or anything that you want to talk about, like what happened in the Cold War. If you want to get political, go ahead. I'm not going to interact with you if you're going to do that, because, like I said, the last thing I want to do with the podcast is be political. Well, I don't want to be political anywhere, really.
Gross.
I'm looking at
True.
you, grandmother, that wants me to vote. But yeah, that's it for the episode. I already said that. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you guys in the cabin again very soon. And as always, keep your fears and anxiety levels high. We'll see you in the cabin again very soon. Have a good night.